Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Angel PT, and for today what I have here it is a game called Tower of Time. So this game is still on early access. It is developed by the Event Horizon and it is using Unity 5. I will start first with a technical thing about the frame rate and graphics and stuff like that, and in this video what you're going to see is the game running at 720p with the variable settings, which is the minimum you can go for right now. And I'm using 720p because the minimum you can go with is 600p, but it kind of gives you black bars on the upper part of the video and the lower one. But so, there you go, this is the results that I got while wandering around this entrance level over here. So by using the native resolution with the median settings, I was able to get an average of 23 frames per second, so it never really reached 30 frames per second, which is, for me, it is really unacceptable. For the low settings, you kind of lose the shadows, and I got an average of 26 frames per second and a maximum of 32. And for me, the recommended settings to go for it is 720p with the variable settings. I got an average of 29 and the maximum of 36 and a minimum of 19. By using these settings, what you're going to get is an experience between the 20s and the 30s, more and less. There will be sequences where you will be able to play above those 30s. But also there will be sequences where you're going to play a little bit lower than 20 frames per second. Fortunately, the fighting system of this game, it's not very fast, at least for now, which is a little bit positive regarding the frame rate that we have. But the frame rate that you're going to expect in this game, it's not really comfortable. Keep in mind that the game is still on early access, so there is room for improvements. Especially Unity 5, it is making struggles to optimize its engine, so I'm not really sure if the game will improve or not on its final version, but the performance will pretty much be that. So let's talk now a little bit about the game itself. So why I'm testing this game? So I'm testing this game because the Event Horizon, the developers behind this game, sent me out a key to try out this game out of nowhere. I didn't request it for this game, I didn't even knew about its existence. But I ended up having an email from them saying something like, okay man, I really liked what we have done with Divinity 2 Original Sin. No, it was not really like that, but they really said that they saw my work of Divinity and they want me to try out their game, which is Tower of Time, this game over here, and see if I did like. Well, what they failed to know is that ARPGs and isometric RPGs, it's not really my beach, despite I really think that Divinity 2 it is a really good game in my opinion, and really opens the door to try out more games of like Divinity. And I was trying out this game and I was thinking that this game it is really good. In fact, it is not Divinity, it doesn't give you a very massive open world for you to try out, but it is also very complete. There is a lot of talking and a lot of stuff that you can personalize from your characters, big skill trees, a lot of stuff to do, multiple quests. So it seems more probably a little bit more like Diablo, not really Diablo. Okay, it's a little bit complicated because the fighting system, it is not Diablo or Torchlight, but it isn't also Divinity. Divinity, it is pretty much turn based, so it means that you can wait all the time to think what the hell are you going to do on your next turn. But in this game it's not really like that. The game loads the fighting system first, which is something that I hate, because the game needs to load the fighting scenario, and then when you are on the fighting scenario you need to make the correct moves, you need to use your skills. The maximum you can do to think is to slow down time in order for you to attack or use the skill tree or anything. You can enter in slow motion mode to give you time to think, but you can't stop time. You can't stop like a turn-based game where you have time to think and stuff like that. But also, it's not entirely real-time fighting, okay? Because you can slow down time and enemies usually are a little bit slow. So it gives you a little bit of a chance to be an hybrid between a turn-based game and also real fast fighting system. So I want to show you that just right here. Okay, so let's enter on the fighting. It gives you the information about the opponents. and let's fight. But like I said, take this as a grain of salt because I'm not really into this type of games. I don't understand too much about these type of games. But since they sent me out a key and the game looks really polished in my opinion, I decided that it could be a good idea to show up a little bit the game. So this is the fighting system of the game. So for now I have these two characters. This game has a massive story, which is about the world that is being punishing us with bad weather. So bad weather conditions like too much cold or too much hot time. So people no longer can cultivate food, and there is lack of water. So people are dying right now because of lack of resources to feed. And so there was a kid that found a tower that seemed to have kind of magical powers, and he got back later into this tower because he was a friend of the king and he has some power, and so he took with him some friends and colleagues from the king, which are these two guys right now. I mean this guy and this girl. And they decided to start to explore this tower, and they discovered that this tower have plenty of resources, plenty of water, you know, plenty of stuff that you can use to eat and to feed population. But overall it also seems that there is a lot of undead and a lot of magical power in here to be discovered. So it seems like a very interesting plot. As a fighting system you can see that you have the characters, you can apply skills. So yeah, it's pretty much a real-time combat, but there is the slow motion that you can activate in order to, as you can see, in order to let you think a little bit about your decisions. So I think it is a very interesting concept, and despite the game it is on early access, the developers already said that the first book and the second book, which you can call it chapters, it is already complete, and only one book it is missing. They say that they are not going to touch on the first book or on the second one, which makes me think if the game is going to get a better optimization or not. I don't really know. As you can see, I'm getting 60-70 frames per second, which is not really good, despite I'm able to fight. Without recording it might be a little bit higher, like 20s or 90s, but I just want to say that probably this frame rate it won't be for every people, despite you have the slow motion time and you can use that to think about your decisions. The frame rate might get a little bit in your way, so if you are going to buy this game for this system, I just want you to know that probably the game it's not going to run as good as you could expect, okay? This is a problem probably with Unity 5, but still the game is still on early access, so yes, like I said, there is still room for improvements. So as you can see, this is pretty much the game. I'm not really sure what I can talk about this game because like I said, I'm not really inside this type of games. But I will let you enjoy a little bit of the rest of the gameplay. I will fight against other monsters right now. I'm just going back in the map to go fight other monsters. If you want to buy this game it is really cheap. It is at 15 euros. During the winter sale it was at 12 euros, which I think it's really cheap. I'm not really sure how much time it is required to finish up this game, and I'm not even saying that this game it is better than Divinity 2 Original Sin. But if you don't have too much money to buy an ARPG, this one seems a really good game for the price, in my opinion. Or for some reason, if you already finished Divinity 2, this game might be a good alternative for you to try out, because I think nobody knows about the existences of this game. I didn't really know about this game. It is kind of a hidden gem on Steam, and the developer sent me out the key for this game, and it really seems much better than I expected. Okay, so guys, that's all that I want to talk about Tower of Time. Thank you a lot for watching, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye. Also, I was almost forgetting of this, I just love the soundtrack of this game. I think it's really amazing, okay? So that's the latest thing I want to say. So that's it. Goodbye, guys.